getting done any weather. Don't even matter the schedule. Bank account hit, let it settle. Favorite material metal. Play with them bands like a cello. Hitting the dance when it's yellow. Shooting the shot feel like mellow. 100 right here, all your fellows.
I'm excited though. Alright, this is a major deal that we're doing right here. We want to offer a channel for a younger demographic. We want to offer a channel for people to relate to us. It's not just for younger demographic, it's for everybody. But we want to make sure that people can relate to us in a way that's entertaining for them as well.
Right.
So, more about us and me. I know D-Y don't talk about himself, but me personally, I am a Jersey native, Georgia native. To be honest, I'm from all over, you know what I'm saying?
Around the globe.
But I was born in Jersey. Came to Georgia in high school. Was actually back and forth to Georgia from elementary to high school. Played football and ended up coming to Nichols with one of my friends. Didn't even visit the school. I just showed up and told my coach I'm ready to play football. And that was one of the kids I was, you know. I just was ready to show up and work. And I've always been that since a kid. And I never regretted making that decision in my life. I always thought I was going to be a D1 kid, but when I went to a D3 school, it kind of brought me back a little bit, pride-wise, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact.
But getting here and learning the knowledge that I learned, I felt that I was ahead of everybody. And football really didn't matter to me as much as it did before, because before football was my whole life. It was literally, I bled, sweat, slept football.
Literally, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I'm here now talking about something totally opposite of what football is, talking about real life financial awareness, says a lot about who I am today. And when I came to Nichols College, to really do sports management. And out of nowhere, I wanted to challenge myself. I said, you know what? Let's try to do finance. So I got my finance degree. And I graduated 2020. And now, me and my boy getting our master's degree. We'll be done this May.
Ah, hallelujah, man.
You know
I'm sick of this school stuff, bro. I'm sick of books, Zoom. I'm done with it, man.
You ain't lying, bro.
Oh, my God, bro.
It's black excellence. Y'all really seeing it right here.
That's a fact.
And I'm the oldest of 6 boys. So I got 3 on my mom, 3 on my dad's side. So the leadership attributes that I have has always been in me. You know what I'm saying? So I came to this school to really challenge myself in a way, because I'm not around black people all the time.
Right.
I'm always around, you know, white people. And it's none against white people. Love them, and I've been around them for almost 6 years now. I've been here since 2016. And one thing I can say is that they taught me a lot. They taught me something that we don't have back home. We don't have the networking. We don't have the group atmosphere. We don't have, I help you, you help me. You know what I'm saying? It's always, I can do it by myself. I did everything by myself. I don't need you. That's how all the songs we listen to, that's what they talking about. But come here, that's not what it's about. It's about helping each other out, being a family, making sure that if you make it, you help somebody else when you make it. And you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So that's one thing I learned on this. That's one thing I learned on my journey. And now I'm here. Now we started this channel to spread knowledge to y'all. And shout out to all my family. Shout out my dad. Shout out my mom. Shout out my brother. Shout out my grandma, the one that taught me everything. Shout out my uncles. I couldn't do none of this without y'all. Shout out these 2 right here, the one behind the camera, the one in front of the camera.
That's real, brother.
I couldn't do none of this without y'all, and that's how we gotta start thinking now. Like, you're never gonna do anything by yourself. Everything is done with help, even if you don't even realize you got help with it. So that's my story. Let's hit my brothers.
That's a fact, man. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I relate to a lot with Mike with his story, man. I didn't start off in Mass neither. I'm originally from Brooklyn, from New York. But I'm also of a Jamaican descent, so shout out my y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my OG, shout out my mom, sister, all my aunties, all my cousins, uncles, they crazy, but shout out to all of them, you know. But yeah, started off in Brooklyn, and obviously I was born in specifically Canarsie. So it was a tough time in Canarsie at that time, and we had moved away from there due to one of a close family member passing away. So we moved away from there, and we moved to Syracuse, specifically Liverpool. And boy, Liverpool, man, the first time in the suburbs, bro, oh, I was living great. That's what I seen, like, you know, I first started interacting with white people. I remember specifically, bro, my neighbors came over when we first moved in. And they came over, they brought cookies. My mom opened the door. She's like, yo, what you want? What you want? Like, what you doing at my door? She's like, nah, we bring cookies. I was behind her, like, Mom, what's going on?
Not the cookies.
Yeah, the cookies, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we first went over there, and then one day, my pops was like, yeah, we going to Massachusetts. I was like, what? I was like, Massachusetts? She's like, yeah, like Boston. I was like, Boston? Oh, word, Boston's a city. That's cool. Mm-hmm. And then we moved there, and we moved to a place called Gardner. And Gardner's like the middle of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? It's a low income community, but it's middle of nowhere. If y'all know Fitchburg or like Leominster, it's like 5-10 minutes from there, but it's middle of nowhere. So I'm coming there. I'm young. I'm thinking it's Boston. So I'm like, what the hell? This is Boston? What are skyscrapers? What are businesses? What are, you know what I'm saying? Nothing but crackheads and weird stuff going on around here. So I'm like, all right, whatever, boom. And then when I first moved here, that was my first culture shock. Like what Mike said, you know, I always been around black people before that time. So when I first started seeing white people, I said, wow. No, like I said, no offense to white people, it's just my story. So I was like, wow, this is a different demographic. So it was a lot to me, you feel me? But, you know, started growing up over there, got involved in sports. Sports is really my escape kind of from everything. Football, track, and that eventually brought me the opportunity to come to Nichols. And when I came to Nichols, like Mike was touching on, man, sports was everything, yo. Like when he said it was everything, it was everything. Like I'm really gonna die on this field. Like I don't care. You know what I mean? And it's crazy to think now because that mindset took a transition the more I got older throughout my time at Nichols. Like Mike said, I had a humbling period too. I was like, I wanted to go D1 and, you know, NFL dreams, all that. But I got to D3 and I was like, damn, these some dudes out here. There's some dogs, especially this dude right here. Don't let him listen. Don't let him slip, man. This man was a dog. I ain't gonna lie. But it humbled me, man. And it got to a point where I was like, you know what? If football isn't the route to get my family to a point where I want them to be, what else can I do? You know what I mean? And yeah, obviously you go through the college things, you know, the girls, the partying, all that extra stuff. But as I got older, really my senior year, that's when I recognized, like, well, I'm about to graduate. And I was a general business major. And I wanted nothing to do with business, which is weird to say. Like now, I was like, nah. At the time, I was working heavily with a student org. I wanted to get into diversity, equity, and inclusion. But that was my niche. That was my, it hit close to home because I've dealt with a lot of racism. I've dealt with the things that an impoverished community to deal with. So I'm talking deaths, prison, just dealing with the trauma from everything that's going on around you I've dealt with. So I related a lot to that work. And once I got into that work, that's why I recognized the financial illiteracy when it comes to the minority community. And I didn't know nothing either, so I was a part of it. But one thing I recognize is that the resources is here, like with everyone around us. Like I said, I came on campus and I see people driving Lambos and Porsches and all types of cars, and I was like, I ain't talking the old ones. I ain't talking no Beamers. I'm talking 2020s. I'm talking 2018s, all that. Yep. You feel what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, these kids, they doing that. So this is possible. I just need to find my niche, you know? And then once I got around the guys, they started putting me on to different things and really started changing my mindset. And now we here, you feel what I'm saying? We here. I'm in a place where I'm a lot more educated than I was, but I still have a lot further to go. That's like we all do. Yes. And I want to take that journey with y'all, with all of us. So that way we can get to that point together.
So a lot of people also talk about not having time for stuff.
Right.
How many times we had this conversation where people are like, oh, I don't got time to do this. Oh, I don't got time to do that. If you're playing a video game, if you on social media, if you sleeping too long, you got time.
You got plenty.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I hate to hear. And everybody's gonna have an excuse, but not everybody's gonna have the same mindset as us.
Yes.
But it's important that right now, I mean, I know you probably tried plenty of times to put as many people as you tried to put on. And it's very hard, especially in our community. And there's no knocks to nobody else, but right now we're just trying to just lead by example, which is one of the, you know,
fact.
And that's one of the reasons why we started this channel, because I can't keep trying to preach to the same people every day. Now I'm going to try to preach to anybody that want to hear the information, because I'm just going to keep leading by example. I'm just going to keep putting the information out there because it's free.
Right.
Now you can't make the excuse that I never tried to help you.
Can't.
You can't.
Can't do it.
The knowledge is free now. It's on podcasts, it's on YouTube.
Everywhere.
So if you want to get access to it, it's here now for free. So yeah.
Nah, that's real, man.
That's a big point. That access to information is big for me.
We need it, man.
Number 2, something else to beat the odds is change the way you think.
Yes. Oh man, you gotta change the way you think, cause it's so crazy now, bro. That like now that I'm in this entrepreneurship mindset, I can't stop. Like I feel like a crackhead, bro. Like I can't stop. Like I'm consistently thinking about how to make money, how to better my business plans, how to get more funding for my businesses.
Yes.
I'm consistently, like, it's to a point where, like, me and my girl, we kind of set up a system. So, like, I'm always thinking about it. So when we talking type thing, and I want to talk to her about, like, all right, my business is why I planned with today. She was like, okay, now we can stop. Like, all right, bet. Like, then I got to stop. Like, no more money talk, no more nothing. Because now she's getting mad. She had a long day. She just want to chill, this vibe with me. So I'm like, all right, I got to respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yes, entrepreneurship mindset, to me, it's the most important thing. Because you got all the access to the world, all the information in the world, all the time in the world. But if you don't have that mindset, it's wasted time.
I couldn't say it no better, bro.
It's wasted time, man. You got to be able to, and it takes time to get there. You have to first start off with your schedule and how you're planning out throughout your days. You gotta sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice some video game time. You gotta sacrifice going out on the weekends, partying. You gotta sacrifice texting girls all day, Snapchat, and making that your priority. You gotta be able to sacrifice the things that are adding value to your life.
Absolutely.
In order to get that entrepreneurship mindset. And that may involve friends too. Respectfully, that may involve friends. But at the end of the day, I was just telling my man this the other day, if it's true to be friends and that's what God had planned for y'all, they're gonna spin the block.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You just gotta get right, they gotta get right.
And that goes on to our third point, which is you gotta change who you surround yourself around.
Yes.
That was literally our third point. You have to change who you surround yourself around. If you want to be great, if you want to be this successful entrepreneur, if you want to be CEO, you got to change who you surround yourself around. So if I'm Mike Spaulding and I want to be the next top entrepreneur and I want to be running however many companies, 7 figures,
Yep.
I can't be around drug dealers all day. I can't be around criminals all day.
Right.
I can't be around gamers all day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Unless those gamers are entrepreneurs. But
that Twitch bag,
you know, that Twitch bag is
crazy.
something. But other than that, how are those people going to be helping me in my journey?
right?
And that's something a lot of us got to realize is, are the people around you helping you in your journey, or are they holding you down, or are you still in the same place and you just stagnant?
Right.
You need to figure out who's helping you, who's around you that's going to make you better. If not, you gotta make the right decision. And I don't mean you gotta tell that person, yo, I can't be around you. No, you just quietly put yourself somewhere else.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like we all had times where we gotta separate ourselves and we had to just lock in. Hey, I'm not calling my boy every other day to ask him what we doing. We doing outside, we doing a drink, we doing this and that.
Right.
No. That's not what I'm gonna be doing. What I'm gonna be doing is staying in my room, getting on YouTube, researching, connecting with everybody on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. Yo, let's start this project. Yo, let's do this. Yo, let's have this event. That's surrounding yourself around the right people that you want to make yourself better. You know what I'm saying, bro?
That's real talk, bro. And like one thing you can understand too, there's a lot of people that's in your circle that's gonna respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like all of us, like I'll speak for myself. I have connections with people who are involved with some stuff that I don't want to be around, but they respect that fact and they see the potential within me and that what I'm doing is something that could benefit all of us in the end game and get them out of the situation. So they're like, all right, let D-Wall do his thing. D-Wall don't gotta come with us. Nah, D-Wall, stay at the crib for the day. Keep doing your research. You feel what I'm saying? There's people that's gonna respect that. So you gotta be able to categorize the people that respect it and the people that get mad. You got people that's gonna get mad, like, yo, you don't come outside no more, you don't go out with us no more, etc. You can break down to them what you're doing and why you're keeping your distance. But if they get mad about that, that should tell you everything you need to know right there.
Exactly. He hit the nail on the head. Like, literally, you're gonna know who's accepting you for you.
Right.
And that's the only people you want around you, is the people that accept you for you. So, like I said, these are people I know I can be comfortable with all the time.
Oh man. What?
Like, we can talk about whatever.
Anything. Literally anything, man. Oh man.
And that's the beauty of things. Like, you don't want to feel like you're not being yourself around certain people. And that's the problem with a lot of our culture, a lot of our people, period. We think we got to be somebody else. We think we got to be somebody that we're not. And we grew up thinking that we had to be like the next drug dealer that we seen. And that's nothing towards that. It's nothing towards y'all. If you want to be a drug dealer, then that's on you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're making the worst decision in your life. I'm just saying that that's not what I want to do. And that's not what I want to teach.
Right.
And I also think there's better ways to go about yourself. And I'm not here to talk down on anybody, because we done seen it all. We done grew up and saw it all. And literally, that's why we're talking right now, because we did see it all, and we seen unsuccessful and we seen successful.
Yes.
What we about to start preaching on this show is successful stories and successful ways of how to become successful. So
that's a fact, man.
Literally, that's just one thing I just want to make clear for everybody, that if you want to beat these odds, you got to make sure you got access to information, you changing the way you think, and changing the people you surround yourself around. All right. I guess for our outro, what's the message for the people or for the next generation?
Message for the people, next generation, man. Protect your energy, man. Protect your energy. You know, always make sure that when you're giving it, put value within yourself. You know, if you're giving your energy to everything else but yourself, at the end of the day, you're making a bad investment. Because the best investment is in yourself. So always protect your energy, and you gotta treat yourself like you're $1 billion trillion. Someone wants to spend some time with you, okay, what's that gonna benefit me for? This, that, and the third. If they're not supporting you emotionally, mentally, physically, or just mindset wise, then it's not worth your time. That's not worth your value. Protect your energy, man.
He didn't write this either, by the way.
I ain't write that. That's off the dome, man. You feel me?
This all off the dome. So don't think we over here typing it. They're not trying to tell y'all. Nah. We off the dome with it. All right. We got a lot of experience. So that's real, bro. Yeah. That's some real shit. We might have to quote that one after this episode.
I gotta put that in the notes. Yo. That's your. When I said that, I said, "Ooh, okay."
That was tough.
Mama gonna like that one. God.
All right, so I guess mine is for the people. The next generation isn't in control of what they're born into. We are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that is a quote that I have for a while, but that's not something from somebody else. That's a quote that I actually came up with. And I believe that one 100% because we're all in control of what the next generation is born into. So say we don't do anything. We don't build up no generational wealth. We don't invest. We don't get into whole life insurance.
That's oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
That sauce is crazy.
Credit. If we don't do those things, what you think the next generation don't know? You think they automatically just don't know how to be into insurance, how to invest?
Right.
No, that's not going to happen. So you're going to fail another generation. And that's literally what we were almost born into. If we didn't go into college, we would have just been another statistic. But the thing is, we're learning this information now, and there's kids that we went to school with that their parents are already, their parents been teaching them this shit. I know kids that had credit cards in high school.
What?
That had 800 credit scores in high school.
I hate those kids, bro. I'll be so mad. I'm like, bro, I had to bust my ass to get in my score right now.
And that's the thing. Their families, their parents set them up. They already knew what they were doing because they wanted the next generation to be born into something powerful.
Facts.
So why shouldn't we be doing the same thing?
Right. And
you cannot it's not going to magically happen. We got to put in work, y'all. We have to put in work. You see, I'm saying we. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying just me and D-Wah. We got to put in the work. So if y'all want the next generation to be successful, then let's start doing the work right now. You know what I'm saying?
Got to, man. Stop downplaying the next man because of the opportunities they have that you didn't. That's another thing that ties into both of what we're saying. Protect your energy and create generational wealth for the next generation. Wasting your energy on downplaying someone else's opportunity because did what they were supposed to do, it's whack, man. It's whack. It's whack. You should be learning from him, not downplaying them.
That's real.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's always a piece of knowledge in everybody. Even when somebody is saying something that's wrong, you can still learn from that wrong message.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, like bro said, make sure your energy is constantly being positive. If you're a negative person, you're never going to receive a message. You're never going to receive anything positive from somebody. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that your energy is positive. Make sure that you're setting up the next generation. Make sure that you know that you're in control of what the next generation is born to.
Right.
Because if you don't, then the next generation is going to be failed. And that's what ThinkinGenWealth is, for real.
It really is. That's it in a nutshell. That's a fact.
So I really do hope that y'all took some nuggets from this episode. This is just the first episode of many. So please tune in, like, subscribe, share if you enjoyed this show, because we're really about to get real in depth with this. We're going to be having CEOs on the show, entrepreneurs, millionaires, anybody you could think of, anybody that's in any different type of world background. We're going to have them on this show. And if you want to see somebody special on the show, if you want to see a certain background, please interact with us in these comments, because we will get back to you. We will let you know what's going on, and we will keep you updated on everything. All right.
Yes, Sirski.
Reborn again, yeah, the best of me. Finna take my time, it's my destiny. Smoking out the pain, living stress free. Yeah, yeah. But I'ma come respectfully. Yeah, yeah. Cause boy, you cannot check me. When it comes to this shit, you better not test me.